the journey log. First off, I guess I keep forgetting, but I want to try to get this as a part of what I do, so I need to remember. So I would like to ask you to subscribe to this, to my channel, if you are liking what you're hearing. If you want to continue following the journey, subscribe. Please go ahead and like this. If you like the video, give me a like, thumbs up, and hit the notification bell if you want to know when the next one is out. All right, cool. Day 3. I just was listening to Russell Brunson's .com Secrets, listening to a little bit as I'm on my way home from my office job. Monday morning meetings, we all show up at the office. Every other day we work from home. And it was rather interesting because today is a pretty monumental day, and I'll tell you why, how it unfolded. But as I'm beginning this journey to kind of move into a new phase of life, do something different with my life, I had a couple weeks ago asked to move to part-time. I was working full-time, and really it had boiled down to I love where I work, who I work for, the team, everything, but about half the time I'm spending doing things that are really things I love to do and are my sweet spot, and then half the time I'm doing stuff that I'm just frustrated with and not enjoying at all. So I had asked to move to part-time a couple weeks ago, and had planned to negotiate a new rate of pay and hours and all that, but we hadn't actually gotten down to talking about it yet. And so today, on the way down, I messaged my boss and said, hey, I'd like to just talk over that while we're face to face and see if we can't arrive at what my new terms of employment are. So basically, I was willing to, well, what was most important to me was that I get paid a certain dollar amount. And I was willing to step away from the job entirely if the boss was not able to or not willing to pay that. The reason I took that approach is I've got a certain dollar amount that I value my time at. It's what my time is worth to me. Regardless of what anybody else thinks it's worth, my hours, my working hours, my daytime working available hours are worth a certain dollar amount. And I'm in the position where I feel like there's potential for the future to replace income that I might lose by moving from a lower hourly rate where I might actually not get paid anything. I might lose my job over this. But what I'm doing is I'm freeing up hours. I'm freeing up hours that I can devote to doing something new, which will ultimately, I completely believe, will ultimately pay off better than if I had stayed with the current job I'm in and being afraid to ask for a higher rate of pay or being afraid to do anything. So so I went for it, basically asking to have my hourly rate more than double, and being willing to let my boss determine how many hours he felt like paying that rate for, and then drilling down on what are my highly specialized skills that are really worth paying that much to him, and being willing to reduce the number of hours that I'm working in order to get the rate of pay. So, cool, go for it. We had the conversation today, and it was a good conversation. And we walked away from the conversation not only with my boss agreeing to pay me what I was asking, which he admitted was way more than he normally would pay or be willing to pay. And then we will talk tomorrow about exactly how many hours that will be at that rate for specific kind of a la carte line item skills or tasks that I would perform for the company. And then we moved on to other projects which technically would pay much less, and but I'm also really good at. So he's got some projects working on, and he then proceeded to say he'd really like me to continue to do those projects, but we'll just do those at a like a piecework type project. And then he actually surprised me by saying he's willing to pay the hourly rate that I was asking for the other work to do the piecework, which was paying a premium for the work that I was doing. And I had even suggested to him that he could get the same work done for easily half less than what I was making prior, and so half of what he'd be paying if he paid me. And so yeah, wow, surprised me. And then I'm in the car driving home, listening to a little bit of the .com secrets, and Russell's talking about the secret number 1, which is the hook, the story, and the offer. And so I'm listening to what he's saying there and seeing some correlations with what I already did this morning with my boss. I already knew what my offer was going to be, which was my rate of pay, or my offer to not work at all. Kind of the offer to, this is what the offer is. You can determine how much of that you'd like to buy, and it's open to whatever you want. So there's the offer. But I didn't just start out right with that. We kind of actually discussed the story at first, how I had been working and how he had determined how he would pay and what he's paying the other people, and just kind of this narrative went on for a while. And then we began to discuss, well, what some of the possibilities might be. Went into the details of what might be included in all of that. And then in the end, I actually walked away with more than I thought I would walk away with. So yeah, just pretty cool. And I think that in that I guess I would encourage people, value yourself, value what you could contribute to the betterment of others, and be brave about asking for it. It was a process of I spent a good solid month really evaluating what were my hours worth to me, not to anybody else, but to me. And then in a process of really considering that and weighing it back and forth and up and down and all that, and then finally settling on what I really felt my time was worth to me. And then just being willing to be brave and ask for that. And then trust that if this person wasn't willing to pay that much, somebody else would, or I've got it in me to create, with the time I've got available, to create something of value that would make that time that I have available to myself time well spent, and that it would pay off in the end. So that's my takeaway for today. That's my step in the journey today is I mean, just encourage people, believe in yourself, take a risk, don't stay with something that you're not happy with forever. Make some moves to make some changes if you're not satisfied with where your life is right this moment. And then the other thing, so on the .com secrets, where he's talking about identifying who's your ideal client, who it is you want to work for, or who is it that you want to be in relationship with, who might be interested in what you have to offer because it's going to make their life better. And so I've been giving some thought to that as well, and I think that I would love to work with people who have the desire to make changes, get better, whatever that might look like for them. They have the desire. They might need encouragement. They might need somebody to help show some steps how it might happen, but they actually have the desire, and they're willing to be brave and give it a try, no matter what that looks like, and take a risk. Take some risks with the future, what could be. So I think that's one of the characteristics of my perfect client, or my perfect person that I'm interacting with. So yep, that's it for today. I'm almost home and gonna spend some time working on this stuff. One thing I keep forgetting to say, but I wanted to say this. I think there is something freeing in the creativity realm with talking and doing these videos while driving. Of course, I'm hands off on my phone there. It's on a magnet, and I'm driving a route that I know and that I don't have to put brain power into navigating, and it's not too bad of traffic, so I've got that going for me. But I think it's tapping into some real creative brain stuff to be able to just talk from the hip, not worry about what I'm looking like on camera, what it's coming across like, none of that. Nothing's pre-prepared. I've done some maybe thoughts about what I might want to say, but just doing this while I'm driving has eliminated some of the fear or apprehension or nervousness that normally I think would be there if I was just set up in a studio trying to do this. So just wanted to leave you guys with that. That's probably a hint that might be helpful for some people. I live on a gravel road, and I'm on that road now, so I will sign off. All right. See you guys tomorrow.